Nothing happened, but I'm proud. Yeah, they talking shit, I'm laughing loud. Sick of waiting.
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, Melbourne's a vibe. It has a different energy, like, than the other cities. Like, there's just something to it. The people, I think it is.
If you end up using this, I just took the biggest fucking mouthful of food.
Oh, did you?
People will screenshot that.
No, I'm just being like washing out the food.
Look. Honestly, I might just start it because there's or just keep that stuff in because that's the whole point of what this podcast is.
100%.
And honestly, I feel like it represents you. Just real, raw, genuine, transparent, no fake shit. That is
No manners at the dinner table.
Cut out the part about me washing out the food from my mouth and taking a big gulp.
That's it. I love it. But I will introduce everyone. So, everyone, welcome to the 4th episode of the No Limits podcast. I'm your host, Leo Alhalabi, and today I'm joined by Jaycee, an incredibly talented artist, and you guys are going to learn more about him throughout the podcast. One of his managers, Julian, and his other manager, Nic. And I'm so excited for this because it's not the usual interviewing other entrepreneurs, people who are in business, but I've always found that there is so many similarities between the path that an entrepreneur takes and then the path that an artist takes. And when I'm listening to your music, it's like you're saying the words which I will preach on video, and I just absolutely love it. When Julian put me onto you, straight away I listened to your music. I'm like, this guy's doing it right. You're doing it different to how everyone else is doing it out there, and we're going to delve into this now. What I want to do, because I know that this is going to be a long podcast episode, some of you who don't know who Jaycee is, you're going to need some reasons to stick throughout this for the next hour. And I promise you, if you don't, you're going to regret it. Because this kid is going to be a global superstar. It's inevitable. All the signs are there. It's just a matter of time. That's just the reality of it. No bullshit. That's just what's going to happen. So if you want to be around and be like, oh, I discovered this guy when he hadn't been at, a global superstar, and I discovered him at the beginning, you want to drop those comments, under his photos when he's fucking made it.
Yeah.
Then watch this whole podcast and you're going to be able to do that. So, welcome to Melbourne, man.
Man, it's awesome to be on the show, bro.
How long you been in Melbourne for?
Since Sunday, so 2 days now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the main reason that you came down now?
We're doing a shoot with the NBL, and so the basketball, and we're kind of partnering up, doing a few a few little campaigns. They're using my music for the adverts, and I modeled the new jerseys. I was representing the Wildcats.
Wow.
And just
you getting noticed.
Yeah, I was doing a bit of modeling. Yeah.
I love it. So now you've transitioned to modeling. You just left the whole music thing going on.
I don't know.
Quit the rap game.
I've done a little bit of modeling in the past. Yeah, I could pull it off, but I don't know. Yeah, modeling's a weird one because it's so it's so correlated to being in the music industry. Like, you're always getting pictures taken of you. You're always fucking people with cameras in your face, and it's like, yeah, it's a weird thing. You can't get away with it when you're making hits. So definitely,
you're gonna have to be a model when you are a superstar anyway. So it's like, get used to that, man. I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I was speaking to Julian and Nic before this video came on. I said I could read off a list of the things that Jaycee's done. I can sit here and be a robotic. I just refuse to do so. I can't. I just can't be that person. And at the same time, I can't talk about how great this kid is because I don't know him as well as you two do. So if you could please take the stage, tell us about Jaycee. And give everyone listening just those reasons why he's the next big thing.
Yeah. Well, for me, first off,
get a bit closer.
I would say listeners should definitely invest the next hour in watching this podcast, because the way that I would think about it is, imagine if you had the chance to see an interview with Drake before he became Drake. So something from, very, very early on, and
if you're watching this and you're like, we're using Drake, I'm telling you, this is going to happen. Those fucking bullshit. Facts. I'm saying to you,
this is the thing. And if you don't believe us right now, what I would suggest you do
talk your shit.
What I would honestly suggest you do is pause the video right now, open up a new tab, go to YouTube, chuck on, type in Jaycee Proud, or type in Jaycee One of These Days, or any of the other songs that we've got coming up. or that we've got out at the moment, and just have a listen.
Listen to the catalog.
Give it a little
Jaycee,
listen
one
for
song, one dream.
Yeah, give it a listen for 5-10 minutes, then come back to this interview.
That's it. If you could just a bit closer to the mic, so we
easy.
can-
Sorry, is that better?
try to make the habit of being as close as possible, like you want to make out with the
Not
microphone.
used to this whole headphone thing. It's a full proper pro setup. I love it.
Yeah, of course.
We can lay off the facts here, but at the end of the day, the music speaks for itself. And not only does the music speak for itself when it comes with Jaycee, on a level of that, there's always this it factor when we talk about superstars and artists that are, at that level. It obviously always starts with that talent and that pure skill with things, which obviously Jaycee has. But there's an undeniable energy behind some of the greatest people, whether it's entrepreneurs or artists, that we as humans can't really explain, but we all understand when we talk about that it factor. And Jaycee has that, which is like a very hard thing to come about. And like, that's just one of the reasons why he will be the next biggest superstar, and is, like, quite frankly. On top of that, another huge thing that we always go by is like, man, Jaycee produced, mix masters, engineers, everything.
I can't believe
that alone, like, different profession, different, like, there are people that are
people who don't understand that. Let's explain that, because
we have to,
because like someone who's not in the into music, when they see like Lil Yachty or some of these big, like these famous rappers dropping songs, it doesn't cross their mind that there are artists out there that they just jumped on a beat.
Yeah.
There is an artist out there who made the song, came up with the melody, put lyrics behind it, sang it, the hook, and rapped the verse, and it's like that's so rare. That just doesn't exist.
It
very
is,
much.
man.
Well, most people just see the final product.
That's it.
They don't know that in, let's say, a song, 15 people were involved.
Yep.
Or 5 people were involved, or whatever the number is. But and this is for me as well. When I came on board with the team, finding out that and learning that Jay does this all end to end, like, I had to wrap my head around it, because, it's a rare thing. Not many people
For me,
do
I
that.
was just kind of like I didn't know that was a thing. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
So I when I came out of school, I was just like, I had the musical blood in me. I was in bands and shit like that. I was just making, like, I just knew I loved music and I didn't want to do anything else in my life. And I just went, how am I going to do this? I got to make songs. So organically, I just picked up like mum's laptop and I jumped in GarageBand. I just started making songs, and I just kind of progressed there. Put the studio in my spare room, and just started making songs. And I was making the beat as well, and I didn't think anything of that. I was just like, I'm just making music. I'm just expressing myself.
Wow.
And then only a few songs in, some people started being like, yo, like, where are you getting these beats from? Like, who's making your beats? Like, all this shit. And I was like, oh, I am. And they're like, oh, so you're producing?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean I'm
Doesn't everyone
producing?
produce?
I was just like, I'm making music. And then that's when it really started clicking to me. I was like, wait a minute, like, oh, these guys are like just rappers. Like, there's a difference between being an artist, at least for me, being an artist and then a rapper, or being a singer and an artist. It's like, or being a producer. Like, they're all different in the umbrella things. They're all artists, but there's a real big difference, key factor. Because these guys, like, you could say the whole team of Lil Yachty are like, that's the artist.
That's the artist. Yep.
But Lil Yachty's just one factor of the team. So that's when I was like, wait a minute. Like, oh, these guys are just rappers. And that's when it really started clicking to me. And then I never even used to like rep that. Like, I have music videos and I have descriptions under my videos, and it never said produce, mix, mastered or anything. And then I just started to realize, like, why am I'm a one-man band. Like, if you got Guns N' Roses, the band members, you go through the bassist, Axl Rose, the singer, you got Slash on the guitar. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, give the credit? Like, so it was weird to me, because I didn't even realize that was a thing. I was
Reminds
just
me of Ed Sheeran a little bit, when he stands up and he's just like making the
looping
everything.
Does it all himself.
Didn't even realize.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's honestly
And that's
crazy.
the beauty of it as well.
Just stumbled across being, a producer, and just because.
Yeah, and it was just like the natural approach for me, because.
And you can play guitar, right?
Yeah, so like in high school and even like, early high school, mum got me a guitar and I just kind of picked it up, taught myself a few things, had a lesson here and there, YouTube, and then through high school I was in the school band, and there wasn't any spots left for a guitarist in the school band, so they put me in the drum kit. And like at the time, I wasn't a big fan. I was like, oh fuck, like I want to be a guitarist. But now looking back on it, it was a blessing in disguise. because the school system actually put me through like drum lessons and, you know, I got a real feel for the rhythm. And like, you know, I had natural rhythm already because I got that Jamaican blood. But like, you know, playing the sticks. And then, and then throughout maybe like year 10 high school, I started thinking, I was like, man, I got to like, these ideas I'm having, I got to put them down on paper or something. And I picked up like mom's laptop. I started making GarageBand. And then I realized like, damn, like you really needed like guitar, drums are really cool, but you can't really make beats with that. It's all key based. You got a MIDI keyboard and you can just kind of program sounds on a keyboard. You can play trumpets on a keyboard. You can lay down drum beats on a keyboard. And I was like, damn, I don't know piano. And I was like, wait, they got a piano, grand piano. My school had one piano in the whole school, grand piano. Every recess and lunch, I'd be in the music room teaching myself piano. No shit.
And you can play piano as well.
Well, now I can. But at the time, I was just like, I need to know. Like, it was survival, man. I was like, I want to make music. I'm not, like, I didn't know about going and trying to, like, send DMs, get producers to buy beats. Like, I didn't have money, like, to buy beats. And I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know why. I just was like, I want to make, because I had that band mentality, man. I was in bands. Like, I had that, you need a guitarist, you need a drummer, you're making music. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I want to be a solo artist. Like, I got to make beats. So the grand piano, like, I have videos of me practicing that. Like, the grand piano, every lunchtime and recess from year 10 to the graduation, I'd be in the music room. I'd have the guitar plugged in, grand piano practice. I'd get the music teachers like to come in every once in a while, show me a few chords. And yeah, man, I taught myself. And I just like, it was just like that kind of like, when you got a passion, I feel like people really kind of get the meaning of passion wrong. People think if you really love something, you're passionate about it. If you love, it's like, oh, I love cars, I'm passionate about cars. No, being passionate is looking at your love and refining it and criticizing yourself on it. For me, being passionate is looking at what I love and going, okay, where do I sit with this love? It's like, you can be like, that's lust. You know what I mean? If you're just looking at that love and just being like, yo, I love it. Like, and that's lust.
Not criticizing nothing.
If you're not...
That's blind.
It's blind. For me, it was like, I love music. How am I going to make this actually a relationship? How am I going to build on a relationship with music? And it was just like defense or organic, like whatever words you want to throw at it. It's just like, I need to do this. And then that's what it was. I sacrificed my whole high school social lunchtime recess. I was still partying on the weekends. Like, I was still a cool guy.
Yeah.
But lunchtime and recess, I was in the music room.
Yeah.
And I have like videos of that, evidence of that. I'll probably upload that one day.
Yes,
and be like,
yes, man.
Yeah.
I got videos as well, man. Just like when, and you do that because you're just like, and I feel like you can feel this where it's like sometimes as an artist, and even like when I was like just starting out and I just wasn't getting the respect or anything like online and business, nothing. And I'm like, why don't they see this? Like, why haven't they noticed? And then like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a video of my early days because I know one day it's going to happen when I'm going to put it out. I guarantee you felt the same as well. I can't wait to see those videos, man.
Yeah, it's cool. And like the communication's always been there. Like the same way I'm teamed up with Andrew, like, and we got kind of a partnership going. Same way.
Andrew's the videographer, right?
Yeah. Andrew,
Just Play Media.
Shout out Just Play Media.
Same way I've teamed up with the boys here. Like, it's always been, and that's another thing with passion. It's always about how you communicate your passion. Because if you love something, it means. If you immensely love something, it means everyone can immensely love something. Because if you can do it, anyone can do it. That's my belief, at least.
Yeah.
So like the same way I felt about music, I instilled it on the boys. Like, and they were already passionate about it in their own way. But then I got them involved with the vision I had, and we grew like that. Same way with Andrew, and it's like always been like that. Like even in high school, when I was like trying to practice, I'd get the music teachers involved with my vision, and they'll come and teach me some chords. I get like. Shout out Jack, an old friend of mine. He was on the drum kit. I'd get him and I'm like, "Bro, can you play me like a groove?" And like, I'm gonna try to play over it, like practice. Like, passion is really, like, it's almost like you gotta sell the beliefs to the other people around you, and you bring everyone up with you at the same time with it. You know what I mean? That's what passion to me is. It's bringing your loved ones, your close ones up with you, because like, who wants to live in a world where you're madly in love with something and like. You don't have relationships. Like for me, relationships is life. You know what I mean? So like that's what passion is as well. Bringing the people up with you with the passion and bringing out other people's passions with the like, you know what I mean?
I get you.
It's sharing love, like love, man. That's everything.
So you took action on the passion, on your passion,
Yeah.
and your passion. You've been able to experience a whole bunch of things. Can you guys like just take me through up until this date some of the main like the main great experiences that that you've been able to experience? I'm not sure who wants to talk about it, but I know you've performed in front of huge crowds now. You've went on a national tour, an independent national tour. Who on earth does that? Like I'm sure someone has done it, but it's insane for an artist to like do that themselves with. So tell me, like let's give the viewers an insight as to where Jaycee is right now. What have you guys done?
Yeah, like it's been a crazy year. Like this last year has just been insane. Like you said, we did an independent national tour, and
Where'd you go?
We had 5 shows over 4 cities. Mm-hmm. So we had one in Melbourne, one in Sydney, one in Brisbane, 2 in Perth, and to think about it, it's pretty trippy because we were just doing it because, going back to what Jay said with the whole passion thing, we were passionate about it. We just wanted to put it into effect and execute it and just get it done. Like, it was only in retrospect when we had people coming up to us saying, hey guys, who put this together for you? Like, how did you guys, who did you? And Nick was just like, it was just me and Julian that put it together. You know what I mean? And they were like, what the fuck? So like, we were just doing it because we were so passionate and just loved it and just, I guess got high off what we were doing. And we just kept doing it. So yeah, that's what kind of pulled us forward. But apart from the tour, we've done a lot of crazy stuff. We performed at GTM, our first big festival.
How many
Groovin
people?
The Moo.
Groovin The Moo. So Groovin The Moo was an opening slot.
Yep.
So it was early in the morning. Mm-hmm. So in terms of numbers in the crowd, there was probably 150, 200.
Yep.
But it was more so the fact of that festival experience. That was our first.
Well, it was kind of the fact
festival.
that
Like
there's certain opening spots, but I was on the main stage, so I was actually on the bill of the whole festival. Like,
under Billie Eilish, under Hilltop Hoods.
Wow,
like Jaycee was on that poster. So that was a beautiful experience, I'm sure, for Jaycee as an artist on that stage and us as managers to be, involved with that. That was a great experience. Like, yeah, man, there are a lot of achievements. Like we can go back, man. Like I feel like one of the real surreal moments, one of the big stepping stones for I think us, and this was before we actually met Julian, was I can remember the first time we had like an interstate show, which was like. That was like pretty incredible, that was like 6-7 months in or something like that. I think it was around August last year, and
Wait, that was the trip that we met?
Yeah, that was the trip we met Julian actually. Yeah. And that was a real surreal moment because that was like at a point where I was just sending out emails, like trying to hustle. We were actually going on a trip, and then it was like, how can we try to get a show? And we ended up getting a support slot opening for Billy Davis in Melbourne at the Curtain, which was just like a crazy show and just a crazy experience. That was a really cool moment, I think, for us as a team. The mixtape launch party, I think that was a pretty awesome moment. That was an independent show, Jaycee headlining show, no openers for the release of the Because It's Summer mixtape.
Yeah.
And that was 113 hard tickets in there. And that was like, not only was that just beautiful, that was a real testament to us as like a team because that was an intensely independent setup show, and there was a lot of mishaps that happened that night. We pulled it off, and
I
it was
think
an
it's
amazing
important to go
experience.
into the mishaps.
Yeah.
So basically, we'd been organising this show for probably about how long were we organising it for? 5 weeks, maybe.
Yeah,
a
couple weeks,
something
good,
like
good
that.
Preparation.
Had everything locked in, had the venue, had tickets sold, had support acts, had everything sort of sorted. Then I was coming up to Perth for the first time. I'd never been before. And I was coming up on the Thursday. The show was on the Saturday, and I was staying for about 4 or 5 days. And I thought, come up on Thursday, we'll chill out, we'll do a bit of work, we'll hang out, spend a bit of bonding, all that sort of stuff, and just do whatever we need to do to set up for the show and do the show on Saturday. So I arrived Perth Airport, I don't know, like fucking early. It would have been like 7 a.m. And I get off the plane and I see a message on my phone from Nick saying, dude, we've got a fucking emergency. Call me when you get off the plane.
Oh, mate. Don't you just love when you get
I'm thinking, yeah, I've come to Perth for the first time. I've got a day. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to chill out. So I call him up and I'm like, yeah, what's up, bro? And he's like, dude, the venue that we're supposed to have the show on Saturday has just been burnt down. So it's like literally burnt down. And I'm like...
and that was before the mixtape party.
That was 2 days before.
I thought it was just so fire, the fucking...
Yeah,
That's what I said.
No, but we turned that into reverse marketing. This is how our genius minds kicked in at this point. So
Yeah.
2 days before the show,
So
venue burned down.
We had to find a new venue.
Yeah.
We got online
Saturday
ticket sales
night.
already done for this venue. All marketing, all the money we've spent in
Redirect
marketing. And
everybody.
You have one
to
of
the new
those.
venue.
You have one of those moments where your face goes hot and you're just like,
you have to do
just
something.
gotta
Like
go.
We couldn't cancel it.
Yeah.
You
Like,
couldn't cancel it. It was impossible.
what ended up happening?
So we spent all day on the Thursday. The boys ended up picking me up from the
man.
hotel at like 11 a.m. and we spent all day trying to hustle a new venue.
Like going into venues.
Going into venues,
11
driving
hours.
all around Perth, calling people. Nothing was happening. Then at like 10:30 p.m. that night, after like 11, 12 hours of literally
Every phone
hustling to no
contact
available,
like we've ever had in our phones. Just like
something
using
popped
them.
up at like 10:30 p.m. They were like, yeah, we could do it. Ended up checking out the venue that night. It suited. We were like, locked it in, went back to the hotel, started doing all, the contacting and shit that we needed to do to let people know. And
we actually utilized one of the coolest marketing strategies that I think we've done so far was so that obviously that news of the venue burning down obviously made actual like Channel 7 news as a news report, and it was like, venue burnt down and stuff. We actually went to like one of the Channel 7 news, we downloaded that actual snippet of the reporter and we put it into as an actual advert and had it like venue at like burns down in Perth, and then slowly as the reporter's talking, Jaycees music's like doom, 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 and then it's boom, venue change, like new, and we've used that as the marketing.
Like they can't stop us.
Yeah, like they can't stop this venue. Like, yeah,
They tried to burn us down, but we rise.
Then I'm
Like,
watching.
we're like
It
a
was-
phoenix out of the ashes.
yeah, it was fucking sick, man. And then
Wow.
and the show just it was
Honestly, I'm telling you,
crazy.
listening to you guys talk, I just wish people were like to really understand what the fuck is happening for you guys to pull all this shit off. Like, I don't think people understand to do a national tour, to get a venue to host you guys, to actually get opportunities. It hasn't been a big fucking team of like record companies sorting this stuff out through contacts. This has been pure hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Email after email, phone call after phone call, going in person, no excuses, no, it's not who you, no excuses. Like, I'm just waiting for my opportunity. It's like, we're going after this with everything that we have. And to me, that's one of the signs. One of the signs that it's just like it's going to be inevitable that this is going to
For me, it was
blow
that
up.
day. For me, it was that day when the venue burnt down. Because I'll be completely honest, there were moments in that day where we were getting knocked back and we couldn't find a venue. And I was like, fuck, we're not going to find a venue. And then I was even suggesting shit like, we might just have to throw a free party somewhere in a backyard with speakers just to like not cancel it or whatever, and we're like, just kept pushing. And then at the end of the day, when it all came together and we actually got the venue, I was like, nah, this is a sign from the universe. Like, I'm not here in Perth for the first time for no reason. This didn't all just come together after it all fell apart just for no reason. And yeah, that was like a testament for me of like how the whole team worked together. And
It's a real testament of trust the process.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's something we really just go by. Like, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why these people don't understand yet. And I'm really patient with the process. And I'm just like, it's a
Don't
human.
you get frustrated, man?
I do, but I know that's just my mind playing tricks on me. Like, I know
It's the balance.
when you know that you don't, like, you can get yourself confused sometimes. Sometimes you're like, oh man, I'm not popping, I'm not doing shows and all that. Then you kind of have to be like, wait, what part of me is saying that? Because the part of me I remember is I'm just making music because I love it. So what part of me is telling me that? And that part of me that's telling me that doesn't have control over me. And if it does, I can control that part of me. So sometimes you just got to take a step back and be like, wait, hold up, I'm playing myself. And that's the worst thing an artist or anyone can do is just play themselves. So for me, it's just like, they don't understand for a reason. And it's just in the human condition that when they do understand, like, when I say they do, like when a bunch of people get amongst it, that's when everyone gets amongst it. And it's only a matter of time now. Like, for me, it's just patience. Like, I'm only I'm 21. I'm making out of passion. It doesn't really, like, at the end of the day, if there wasn't money and fame, I'd still be making music. It's not about that. But I just want, obviously I don't want to work a shift job. Like, fuck that. Like, I am an artist. Like,
Gotcha.
so,
Yeah, and we've got that ambitious mindset where
Yeah,
if we're
like-
doing it, we want to take this shit to the,
yeah, we
very
want to take it to the
fucking
top, to the top.
Like,
So I want to know something, and that comes back to when it comes the correlation again between the path of the entrepreneur and then the path of an artist. And the reason why I've drawn similarities before is because it's work your ass off for 5 to 10 years. Sometimes so it's like that 5-year mark, and then all it takes is a moment and one opportunity to blow up. I know running a business in the space that I'm in, all it takes is just one opportunity, one big client, one big marketing contract, that just turns everything on its head and everything begins to change and spiral down. With you, it's one viral song, one viral video, one interview, one shout out. Honestly, like it's
100%.
Someone shouts you out and then the right person notices. It's almost there. And for me, I have to consciously remind myself, like, I've got to hustle and I've got to grind away. Do you do that? Do you consciously remind yourself of this? Like, I've got to work? Or is it just because you're so passionate about this, it's just kind of come natural that you're putting in those ridiculous hours?
It's a bit of a mixture of both. Like, I know that nothing's going to come easy to you if you really want it. And I like, that's just like, for me, that was just common sense. Like, I've always had this hustle mentality, you know, like, I don't know what it is. It's a throwback. My parents are really hustly. And I've always known you got to work for something. But then it's a mixture that it doesn't feel like work because I love it so much. So it's
Talk to me about the hours, man. Like, how many hours you just...
Oh, I've spent, like, on my craft alone.
Just in a week, in days. I want people to actually understand the type of effort that's going into this. You know what I mean?
On my craft alone, I've spent easily over 10,000 hours on my craft alone. Like, I've already become, like, if people say it takes 10,000 hours to be a master, I've done that. And and that's only my craft. Like, that's in the studio. That's clocking in studio hours. Like, I was making a song a day for a point. Like, early this year, I was making a song a day. Like, I'd go in, wake up at 8 a.m., make myself a coffee, spend about 8 hours in the studio, and by the end of that night, I would have a beat. I would have maybe 3 beats done, but one out of those 3 beats had vocals on it, a hook, verse, and I would just bag it up.
Do you know why this blows my mind? It's because I'm paying attention to the music scene, and then I'll see certain artists who their beats are being done for them, yet their albums are like, I don't know how long it takes them. Like, they hype up their albums and it's like a 15-song album or a 20-song album, and yet you're dropping a song every single day.
Yeah,
and,
that's the difference.
And it's just
that's the control.
And that's going to try and move us into something that you guys are doing, which I'm pretty sure no artist. Has any artist in the world ever done this?
We
don't know of.
We don't think so.
Definitely not in Australia, but worldwide, I don't think I've ever seen this being done before.
Yeah.
I've seen something similar where it was a rap challenge where it was like 16 bars every day or something like that. But to produce the beat,
That's a lot different. Like,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
The similarities have been, so like Russ, for instance, shout out Russ, who's a very big inspiration for us, dropped a song a week for like a long period of time.
Almost 2 years. Pretty much 2 years.
A song a week, but that was a song a week on SoundCloud and all that sort of stuff. Whereas with what we're trying to do is we're doing a song a week as well, but we're also attaching a complimentary music video with it.
That part
for the
is
song.
nuts.
And that in itself takes a whole nother, level of work, coordination, all that sort of stuff.
And you're doing it, and it's what's it called? The challenge?
One Song, One Dream.
And how long are you guys doing it for?
Right now we got 6 months on the confirmed.
6 months confirmed.
Yeah, we're in week
July
6 right now.
1st till January 1st, 2020. Every Monday.
And what week are we in right now?
6.
Week 6. Like, what's been the favorite music video you've put out since?
Favorite? Maybe One of These Days, week 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, as a song, that's one of my favorite songs I've ever made.
Yeah.
They've all been good in their own aspect. Like, they're all real, like, authentic, and they got good messages, good beats. Like, I don't know, it's a hard one. Like, I like everything I make at the end of the day. But yeah, One of These Days, out of the One Song, One Dream, is probably been my favorite. Why? The one I yesterday put out, that's cool as well. Like, I've got a good response.
What I've noticed in your music is like you're so free. You don't stick to one style ever. You're just like I watched one of your grime ones as well. Like it's just like you'll just it's like you're just stunning on everyone. It's like whatever you guys are like doing, and this is your thing. I'll just jump on it for the first time and like do it better than and so you don't have a specific style that you stick to. You're
Not
just
really,
whatever
no.
you feel, right? Okay,
and that's what I was saying. Like comes back down to the artist thing. Like a lot of these guys are just rappers, and that's cool. If you're just a rapper, you can do that. A lot of these guys are just singers. They'll just sing love songs. Like, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. But as an artist, I'm not restricted to that.
Yeah.
Because I can do.
I don't like it.
I can do many different like paintings. Like if we're going to go down to like, metaphors and stuff, I could do sculptures as well if I want to. I could do this and that. That's why I'm like making music videos, because that's another form of art. So I don't really like to just be like, yeah, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer. I'm just an artist. Like in my career, I'll put out rock songs. Like definitely. Like I was a huge fan of Rage Against the Machine. Like I'd put out something like that. I put out like, I've got love songs. I got songs with no swears, just melodies. Like I got just bars. I'm going to put out a freestyle song in a few weeks, just like straight back-to-back bars. I do grime rap. Like it's just like, it's all music to me. And as long as it's me delivering it, it's one genre, because you're listening to Jaycee. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's like,
you gotta quote that.
yeah, and that's it. Like at the end of
actually really good.
At the end of
I do like that.
At the end of like 3 years or whatever, like when I've got a big catalog, like Jaycee will be the genre, and I'll just have playlists under that, and I'll have like summer jams, and it'll be like 20 of my songs, and it'll be like rock ones, and then it'll be like bars and bars, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like Ross actually talks something like this. He goes like, every artist is like a station, like Channel 9, Channel 10, like, and it's just, you get to choose which one you want to tune into.
Yeah.
And yeah, like my one is just very versatile. Some are more like, they're just focusing on that trendy shit. Some are just focusing on like love songs or whatever. But it so happens my station is just everything in one. And that's just how I like to do it. Like, it doesn't mean like my style's better or anything. It's just what I do, because I don't know. Like, I just like, I've never wanted to limit myself with anything.
Yep.
So,
I get
yeah.
you. I want to talk about your relationship with Nic. We know how we already touched on how you guys end up meeting, but how did it start with you two?
Me and Nic. So we met in primary school.
Yeah, we've known each other like it's like a decade-long friendship.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then at one point there was like, all right, we're going to do something together.
So what happened?
Shit.
So what happened was like, I don't know. Nic's always been jumping around schools and stuff. So he moved to the Gold Coast to finish high school, and I was in, like I just stayed in the same school in Perth, and then he went off, and like, you can tell the story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like yeah. So like I was just living on the Gold Coast. Like when I came out of high school, I actually played like poker professionally. That was like that's what like I was my original passion. Like a professional poker player. Yeah. Did that. Things didn't go well, not in terms of the poker, just my actual budgeting and like me partying and being an idiot young 18-year-old. So I was just back on the Gold Coast living with my parents, not really knowing what I was up to. But man, I'm an entrepreneur through and through. Like I'm a hustler through and through. So like that's always been in me and in my blood. And then I don't know, the conversation was just kind of manifested, as you said, like what Jaycee was talking about at the start of this, of like bringing people up on his passion and like what like he's doing, and being able to like bring friends and loved ones and other people with that similar vision. And it was kind of Jaycee who literally just like, I've never like thought of being a music manager. That hasn't been my thing. That's kind of like a bit of a difference between me and Julian. Like that wasn't something I was thinking of, but Jaycee like obviously saw the potential in me, saw that hustler mentality, and just kind of I guess planted seeds in my head every now and again. And
we just kind of started off as like a friendship. Like we're just like kind of like, all right, let's see like how. It wasn't
like I'm gonna be Jaycee's manager. Like he just proposed the idea to come fly back over to Perth, live with him, and just support him and help him out and just do hustly shit. It wasn't like I'm gonna come over and be a manager, because how could I think that? Like I was with 19-year-old kids.
Flew back for
I flew all the way back, just no experience, bro. And I put it at this: I am not a hip hop head. So to be like, I'm being legit with you. I don't know. I didn't at this point in time, start of 2018, didn't know who Drake was. Like if I heard "Hold On, We're Going Home" or like "Legend" or whatever, I'd be like, oh, I know who that is, but I didn't know J. Cole, Kendrick. That's not my style, man. I don't listen to that shit. Just to put that in context, like I'm not a hip hop head, so that was like even a bit more badass.
That's even crazier.
Yeah. You just went on a feeling,
and then like going in on that, because like when you were asking about that whole hostile thing, I had a lot of shit to say with that, because like that's a big part of what we're doing, because we're solely independent, and this is like a big thing that we really pride ourselves on, and a big.
What does that mean?
To be independent, man. Like, so when you've got these record labels, right? These major labels, and when they're signing with artists, you have this enormous machine of resources. We always discuss this shit.
Essentially, to being independent just means you're not signed to a label and you don't have their resources.
Yeah, we are literally like, we are under our independent record label that is founded by us, Modern Day Entertainment, and that is literally us, like Jaycee, Julian, me. Like that is to put this into perspective, it goes under the same thing of like making the music. Like there's actually like a producer, an engineer and all that. For us, when it comes to like artists, the actual team of an artist, like if you're going to go to Sony and look at the team, there's publicists, there's someone literally running adverts. That's their pure job for the artist. There's someone running like booking agents, like someone running that and stuff.
Doing digital design,
every single piece of that has been in the same way. Like I'm going to come onto our perspective here, has been the same shit. When I came into this as well at the start of it, when I was like, I've got to like do stuff for Jaycee, I have to learn that. So I had to just start sending out emails. I just had to start figuring out how to do marketing strategies. No degree, none of that. No marketing, none of that bullshit.
A lot of it came.
We started like.
Yeah, a lot of it just came from like, a lot of like. We were never scared to do anything.
Never.
And I feel like that's the main thing that really makes our team special, is that we don't have that fear. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I can't do that. That's not me. Or like, oh, I can't just message this guy, like, or whatever. Like, oh, people are going to think
What if they don't respond?
People are going to think I'm funny if we send...
What?
If we send all these DMs out. Like, one of Nick's hustles was literally just sending like 1,000 DMs a day.
If we're gonna talk the facts and stuff like that, like I can guarantee no one has like worked as hard as we have in terms of like building and pushing out as an artist. Like I can like facts. We could call out any artist in the country and say that. Like like I can't wait for the day that Instagram, because I feel like it's going to happen, that they make an update where it says at the top right of your Instagram thing, it says your actual total number of DMs, because they don't have that yet, but I have a feeling they will, and I guarantee it, like no cap, we'd have the maximum DMs. We have sent over, I reckon at this point, easily over 20,000 DMs. Easily. And that's just DMs. Then you go on emails, then you go on messages on Facebook. Part of my hustle for like months was just, we've been banned on every single social media platform you can name. Like Tinder, banned. We were coming up with marketing strategies on Tinder.
Wait. I heard about this.
When we first met, I told
this, man.
Dude.
Like you took advantage of Tinder.
No, because this is what it was. When I first met the boys that afternoon, and we were just it was us boys. There was another dude, Fitzy. Shout out Fitzy. And we're just talking about music, business, all that sort of stuff.
Sean?
Oh yeah, you know Fitzy.
Sean was who told you to follow me. Wait, he actually DM'd me, right?
No,
Fitzy's the plug.
Oh, was it?
No, I think I followed you just on my own accord.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I saw you through Christian.
Yeah. Hey, shouts out to Fitzy, man.
Yeah.
Fitzy's a real hustler. I've met with him as well. He's a
Fitzy's a mad dog. So we actually met at Fitzy's house, at Fitzy's apartment.
Yeah.
Because I met him at a show the week before, and I'm trying to, make my way in and network and meet people. And these boys DM'd him randomly, over Instagram or whatever, and saying, we're going to be in Melbourne, can we catch up? So it just so happened to be that Fitzy invited me at the same day to his apartment for like a barbecue or whatever as the boys. But yeah, back to the Tinder thing. When we were talking about all that stuff, when I heard them talk about that strategy of what they've done with Tinder and how they basically signed up for an account, bought the premium subscription so that they can, post out to everywhere in the world, created a profile in order to pitch Jaycee's music, not to get girls, but to pitch the actual music, I was like, I just fell in love straight
Not to
away.
get girls.
We thought we were in the money, man.
No, seriously.
It was a loophole.
When I heard that hack, I'm like, that's the way of thinking that I love.
You can connect with any person in the world on Tinder. Everyone has Tinder these days. And you can do unlimited swipes. So you could just go worldwide reach, unlimited swipes, and send out 20,000 yeses. And we had our good photos looking up. We're looking fly.
Would you just sit there just
bro, I'm talking.
Okay, so we'd wake up the next morning. We'd have 10,000 people that want to talk to us because they think they found a partner. So then we go.
Wait, was it using your profile?
Yeah, but we glammed him up. We made it look like
we just look good, like, and then so these girls, so these people,
like that's what I love about
50% of them were already saying hey to us. So we, we're like, we said hey.
We had a generic message.
And they allow copy and paste as well. So we just had a hey. Like one of those cheesy pickup lines, and then said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm an artist. If you get a chance, check out my music." And just copy paste, and they're obviously going to open it up because it's a dating app, and it was an 88% success rate. Like everyone, oh my god, and then it was a loophole, and we did that. We had like 3-day window of doing that until Tinder just caught on,
and then locked it. And the annoying thing with Tinder is it's linked with Facebook, so it's once you get banned from Tinder, done.
But that's just one of the strategies. That's one of the strategies, man.
God.
Yeah, that's one strategy.
And that goes back to the passion thing. That's how you have to think when you're passionate.
Mindset.
It's survival, man.
And this is what I want to say, because in the entrepreneurship field, which again, it's so similar to the artist field, there is such an excuse when it comes to a lack of resources. I don't have the money. My parents don't have it to give it to me. That's fine. You don't need that. I don't have the connections, or you don't need that either. I don't have this. You don't need that either. What you need is to fucking be resourceful.
Accountability, man.
Yeah, just be resourceful. So talk to me more about that. I want to hear about this. I want people to know, like, that when they see this end product, they go to your Instagram, they see your followers, and one day they're going to come to your Instagram, and the followers are not going to be at 19,000 or 18,000, what they are right now. They're going to be at 500,000 or 1 million plus, and they're just going to see that, and they're going to have no idea what you went through to get there. So I just want to use this opportunity to talk about that. Tell me more. What else? Yeah. What other shit did you guys fucking do?
Yeah, well, that's why I feel like the one thing that you can measure is songs. You can scroll through a catalog with dates.
Yep.
And you can, and that would be my biggest sort of thing when I am at that level. I just be like, scroll down, you'll see
just go back
100 tracks I was putting out.
Content.
With music videos, because like YouTube's not going anywhere, and it's documented. Like, you could go through my YouTube at one point and you'll see 30 music videos. I'll have more music videos than these huge stars. Drake probably has like 20 music videos on his YouTube channel. Like, scroll down. I was on the music video hustle. And like, followers you can't really measure or anything like that, but stuff like that, that's literally the evidence.
You're just building your track record right now.
We don't believe in like those vanity metrics, even though they look nice on the outside. Like, we've got 18,000 followers, but like, we don't necessarily care about that. Like, for us, it's the work. It's putting out a body of work and putting out dope fucking songs and literally building it that way, not build it off followers like 95% of Instagram, where they've got hundreds of thousands of followers just for what? For nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what are they doing? They're, just taking a photo of their ass or this or that. For us, it's the
I tried that, didn't work.
Really?
But man, like for us, I feel like one of our biggest, like there's just so many strategies that I can't even literally remember, like that thing. But like a big one that I can always like 100% guarantee that we've done from the get-go and we've understood is engagement with the only thing that matters, and that is the supporters. And that is the fans. And there is no artist like I just don't believe there's anyone that is communicating to their fans like Jaycee is. And the supporters and the young team would vouch for this. Like, if there was a platform available for them to vouch for it, they would vouch for it. Jaycee communicates to his fans day in, day out, replying to the comments.
Like, a lot of artists don't do that.
Take the DMs, man. Like, communication is key, and that is one thing that we have done day in, day out, every single day, hours and hours every single day for just since we started. And that alone is just a strategy and a marketing
and you guys are pushing so hard,
man.
And without a doubt, there is a lot of politics in the music industry.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah.
Where you guys don't seem the type to shy away from just calling shit out for what it is and speaking the honest truth. I want to know about this. Like, I always hear about politics. There's politics in football. There's politics in the game.
There's always politics.
There's politics. For someone who's not really educated in the music industry, when I think about it, I go, okay, Blueface, Jaycee, no flow, really mediocre rhymes, global superstar, Jaycee, like artist is like talented at if he when you get there, it's gonna be like, yeah, it makes sense. Like this guy's like the most talented guy ever.
Yeah.
But right now it's like, and then so I have the question. I'm like, how? Tell me. Why? Why does that happen?
I'll let you lead the charge, mate.
Let's talk about
he likes to get fired up about this.
Because
give it all you got.
There's like industry plugs and there's this weird shit going on.
That's the word, industry plug, man. Like that's the word, man. Like there's a lot to it that like we're at a point where like we don't even know everything. You know what I mean? There's so much to learn, but like that's something that I'm like.
All we know is that something's going on.
There is something like
because people drop one song and they're popping.
Yeah,
and that is like impossible. So
not gonna name names, but like
we don't necessarily know what's going on. We know that something's going on, and whatever is going on, it is really, really it's something. It's like a traditional like. There's like all this kind of years upon years of plugging and resources behind it because it's a huge thing that like you can't make someone a star with 2 songs without just knowing the undercover world, you know what I mean? Like how can you fucking make Blueface the biggest star in the world without knowing like it's not possible. Like
it doesn't make sense.
So you can kind of piece it together. Like when people say politics, it's like you can kind of just piece it together and do the maths. It's like you can't make someone that without like you can't just drop a song like that. Like it's like saying you could just get up on the mic, make 2 songs, put it out, and you're a star. It's literally
it's impossible.
It's ridiculous. Like
the realisticness of it is like to put it into what it is it's essentially just when you have an artist that's signed, and a lot of these artists are, you know, connected with the right people at the right time, or the right artist manager, or the right, you know, A&R rep or whatever, picks up on the artist, they take him into the circle, and there's a circle that I'm 100% guaranteed of, and in
Put him through the machine.
And in the Australian scene right now, there's a circle of people, and not going to name names, but that are all working together right now.
Wait, sorry. I feel like this is going to be one of those YouTube compilations, like 5 years from now, like Jaycee speaks in the Illuminati.
No, like facts.
Like undercover world.
Calling out the Aussie hip hop Illuminati.
Like it's just a combination of a circle of people that are like the artists are completely tied in with the labels, and they're already like working with them beforehand or before it's even announced, and you got them dropping 1 song, 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs, boonk. Main playlists, Spotify playlists in Australia, boonk. Main article write-ups from the biggest articles in Australia or whatever, boonk. Like Apple Music playlists, like Beats One radio playlists, like YouTube views skyrocketing through the roof.
Think about how you find out about your favorite artist. If it's not through word of mouth, everything else is usually an industry thing.
Yeah,
it's manufactured.
Wow.
And,
okay.
100%.
And the thing is, it also goes back to like what you were saying with your stuff at the beginning. You know, you're doing all this stuff, you're hustling, you're grinding, and it's like, why aren't people taking notice? You know, it's the same with us. We're doing stuff that nobody is doing. You know, dropping a song a week plus music video every single week. No one in Australia is doing it. And we're already in week 6. So it's like, you know, why aren't we getting the biggest write-ups? Why? Yeah. You know, so there is still that. It's interesting.
Because of the path you guys are taking, it's like you're just going to have to force your way through.
100%.
And
exactly.
it's like,
we are.
all right, we get what's going on.
Yeah, we get it.
But our hustle and grind is just going to...
We're on a completely different level.
This is not going to matter.
At the end of the day, you can't control the opinions and like fans of like you can't control other people's thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the strategy we're going for. It's like I'm just going to drop music. And it's like
we know where this is going.
The people will talk.
Same way you found out about me, and you're like, whoa, like you can't. Industry can't control the way someone thinks and the way someone likes music. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we just got to keep going and we're like the algorithms will eventually favor us when there's enough people. You know, there's people telling people.
Matter of time.
It's snowball effect.
100%.
But we don't have the machine, and it's that's the politics. The politics is the machine.
Yeah.
Which is
I get that.
Ran by people.
Which is the circle,
one thing as well, and we touched on this as well, and I hope you don't mind talking about it, but let's just address it as well, is something I've seen is sometimes the Australian fan base will hold back Australian artists from making it out there because of small things like why'd your accent change while you're rapping? Like, it's like, man, if you grow up listening to American rappers your whole life and you don't listen to Bliss and SO and 360 and you listen to all these American artists and you rap their songs in their accents, very naturally when you jump on the mic, your accent's you're gonna be leaning towards that type of rhyme. You're gonna be leaning towards that type of music creation. And I know that you've copped that as well throughout like your journey of. So what is your response, your formal response to it?
Yeah, so for me, it's like I'm not trying to sound like, for anyone who thinks I'm trying to sound like something I'm not, I'm that's definitely not what I'm not doing. I'm literally just, this is all me coming out, like with the lyrics, my voice, everything. I'm not putting on any voices or anything like that. And I feel like people don't like something when it's new, when it's different, and they'll try and latch onto anything. They'll try and latch onto any excuse to like. When new comes in, like when Instagram takes away likes, how are these influencers going to make their money? When YouTube brought in videos, oh, now it's all meme videos. Like everyone's going to try to find a way to bring something down that's different until it's acceptable. So for me, it's just like, if you want to kind of bite on me for my voice, which not many people do, but some people do. Like, I don't think it's just the voice. I think it's my image as well. Like a black Aussie is like doing music. And then I'm making actual non-Australian rap songs. It's like, who's this guy trying to be? It's many things, but it's just because it's new, man. Like I've got a new sound, something different, something fresh. And until everyone likes it, it's gonna take the real ones to really see it. And people will just try and bring it down. And like, I don't have a problem with it because I know I'm not trying to do that. Like I'm not trying to sound American. I'm not trying to sound overly Australian even. I'm just trying to sound like me. Yeah. So it's like, whatever. Like, you can say what you want.
Yeah. And it's generally just people not liking their own lives as to why they're going in and dropping, comments. Like if you don't like something, just move on and scroll past and do it. But to actually take the time to...
That's not a reality bar.
Yeah, but like to take the time... there are plenty of things that I scroll through on my Facebook, Instagram that I don't like. But I'm not jumping in the comments being like, hey, that... You know what I mean? Like, it's just a waste of fucking time and
this
energy.
is where... And this is just the beautiful part about it, is because we are in a historical moment in Australian music, and specifically the Australian hip-hop scene. And what's going on right now is just so beautiful, because you're right, there's just been this like depiction of what Australian hip hop is, and it's just been that cultural thing in Australia right now, because it's just so new and it's just so small, this population, and the only people that have done it, in Australian hip hop are that real strong, hard Aussie accent, like white rappers. You got the Cursors, you got the Hilltop Hoods, you got the Essos, and right now you got the Chillinits that are doing it. But then it seems that the cultured artists and the ones that, like you said, they've grown up on different music and they don't have that strong Aussie accent, aren't being accepted. It's because it's so new. But we are in a time where it is slowly starting to pick over. You have people like Sampa the Great doing it big over in the international waters. You had people like Manu Crooks picking and getting love from the Australians. You have people like Kwame doing it. You got Kayet. It's slowly building, and it's just the talent picking up, and it's gonna happen, man. And it's everyone knows it's a historical moment in Australian hip hop.
Where do we go from here? What's gonna happen? Tell like, do some predictions.
Like, I've made a video on my YouTube channel.
Oh, you've already done this?
10-minute video predicting everything that's gonna happen, and it's gonna come true. But can
you do a little bit for me? I want to know. I want people to come back to this, and I want them to reflect 100%. On it. And just before you do talk on it, the reason I want this to I want to do this is because in a year's time, when a young artist does come, or a young person who's trying to make it comes and sees you guys talking about this and predicting what's going to happen, they're going to have that's going to be enough for them to start taking actions themselves.
At 100%. Every time we talk and then our team talks and Jaycee speaks, it should be motivation to the youth right now in Australia and to every creative, because the way I look at it is, not only is Australian hip hop like on the come up, it's creativity, the economics behind that in Australia is picking up, and what we're going to to see, man, is we're going to see these Australian artists, these Australian cultured artists starting to pick up the numbers through international waters slowly. As time goes on, we're going to start seeing more platforms coming out of Australia. For the last decade, it's been so limited to Triple J. It's been a monopoly market. But now what we're going to start seeing is the AUDs picking up, which is an independent hip hop blog out of Melbourne. You're going to see the OTC hip hops. You're going to start seeing BBC One Radio just came to Australia. We have our own hip hop playlist on Apple Music. It's slowly going to start picking up. And then what's going to happen is the culture is going to slowly start shifting, man. Australians are going to start finally that whole cultural thing of like, oh, he's trying to sound American. It's going to slowly start shifting, man. People are going to start embracing that and be like, well, hold on a second. This guy's an Australian. This girl's an Australian. They're representing Australia. They're from Australia. They relate to Australians because they live in Australia. They're brought up in Australia. And it's just going to slowly shift, man, within the next 3 to 5 years, 100%.
In your vision,
100%.
I love that. But in as well, in your vision, when you picture it, the moment that you're just going to be like, I'm here, where it is that you want to go? What do you picture? What do you see?
For myself as an artist,
Yeah, as you-
probably biggest artist in the world.
That's what you see?
Yeah, definitely.
What does that look like? Tell me.
That looks like a whole bunch of music
Yeah.
that changes people's lives and makes their lives better by listening to my music.
Do you have moments of
But-
like picturing crowds and stuff?
Yes, but it also is doing world tours, playing in the biggest stadiums, performing to the biggest crowds, and just being in that upper echelon of artists like Drake, Bieber, I don't know, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, like being in that echelon of the biggest artist in the world. So that's what the vision is for for Jaycee, for us, for the team.
Yeah.
And ultimately it does come
But
down
it's
to the music.
it's gonna be done differently.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing.
How
It's
so?
like we did it on our own terms. I don't need to sell out. Like I don't need to. Like I don't want to.
But does that mean like you're not going to ever consider getting signed? Is that what that means?
No, I'm not salty with label deals. Like
Okay.
I'm not salty with that.
Because I don't know how that works. Like if you're an independent,
What I'm salty
Yeah.
with is labels fucking over artists,
okay,
and that's not always the case.
all right,
It's only the case when you go in not knowing your shit, or you
Okay.
go in without leverage, or
Yeah.
you go in without just knowing the game. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not salty with it. You can partner with a label, you can sign a deal if it's a mutual thing. We're both team members and we're both helping each other.
when you
It's
say getting
inevitable.
signed, like tell me what, like when you're like, oh, signed, and there's like a celebration in getting signed. The only thing that comes to my mind, most people, is like, oh, they just got a whole bunch of money now, right? But what does that actually mean for the artist? Does that mean like
Right.
they're going to start like doing the marketing and investing into they'll put you on shows, or like what does that mean when you get signed?
Like
The
what
resources.
it looks like for a normal artist. So let's say
Let's
you're
talk business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
let's talk
say
business.
let's say you're a chick and you've been singing in a cafe
Yeah.
and you've just been doing that
Yeah.
and you've got an amazing voice
Yeah.
and you get discovered.
Yeah.
And your dream is just to be a singer and to put
Yeah.
out music and all that sort of stuff. So getting signed in the traditional way means that that person would, get an advance of money, which obviously be really cool because usually a lot of these people come from, very sort of humble beginnings. But more than that, it would give them the opportunity to get their music recorded. So the labels would pay for studio time, resources, marketing, all that sort of stuff, which essentially gets that artist's music out there and all of that. But what happens is because that artist has gone into it with no leverage, they've got to give up a massive, massive, massive chunk of themselves, of what they own and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And they sacrifice, in many ways, longevity to get, sort of short-term pop. Whereas, we don't need that because we believe in the ultimate vision, but also with Jay as an artist, sure, a better studio would be great, better equipment would be great, but at the core of it, he does everything from his home studio and it sounds fucking dope as it is.
Yeah.
So
The leverage of a record deal is just a huge and honestly, man, like Russ is just a huge example to look at because like Jaycee said, we're not salty with labels. It's just the leverage of what they do with artists in the early moments, and Russ is the perfect example, someone who did it on his own and put in the hard yards and grinded and built a fan base independently and did everything himself, owned the masters, owned the catalog, and then. And he says it in a lot of his songs. He has a lot of lines. Millionaire before the record deal. He was a multi-millionaire before he signed.
Okay.
He was selling out tours across the world independently before he signed. So when we talk about building leverage, it's coming to a record label and being like, well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need you for this. I don't need you for this. I don't need you for this. This is all me. This is all mine. What I do need you for is this partnership, a business partnership, not a record deal. It's like you want to have that leverage, and which is just that you having control.
Rely on the label.
You don't rely on the label. It wasn't because of the label you became who you are. A lot of what's going on is like these artists are signing and stuff like that, and they are complete, you know.
You basically want a label to enhance you, not create you.
Not create you.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to have that leverage, and that's like. Yeah, it's like building your company as an entrepreneur. It's like building your company up and building that leverage and coming to like an investor or someone who wants to not liquidate. What's that?
Invest.
Yeah,
Maybe
invest
capital,
or something. Whatever it is.
Joint acquisition.
And not joint acquisition.
Merger,
that's what I was kind of going at, and not giving up. You know, at the beginning, if you were at such a small level and you didn't have the leverage.
Yeah, got you.
51% of the equity in the company, but more so the 5% because everything's there. All you need now is that licensing contract in China.
Got you.
You've got everything else. So that's
I'm getting that.
you feel me, man. That's the leverage between a record deal.
Let's talk about from the independent grind, right? So how on earth can someone like Russ, without the record deal, make his millions? Where does the money come from? I've always had that I've been curious.
Where does
Is
the
it like
artist make the money?
Yeah, how does the artist make their money?
There's like 5 main ways an artist will make money. You make it from tours, shows.
Yeah,
you make it from your music.
Royalties, like royalty payments.
Royalties. You make it from your licensing, like movies, commercials, all
Big
that.
ones, yeah.
You make it from your merch, your shirts, your
sponsorship
just your
deals, ambassadorship.
and then you make it because you're a brand, so you can just rock up at a club, and because you're at a club,
Yeah,
and from
Like
that
post a thing, and
then from there,
performance fees. All
Yeah.
So those are the 5 main ways a musician will make
How
money.
do you decide how much you charge?
Well,
how does that?
That's just something.
Trial and error. How do you decide how much you charge for like a digital service or a website? You
That's true. Okay, is that what it is?
You set a price and then you try push it a bit higher, and if they say yes, you go and
you know, like we could, you know, if there was artists at a certain level asking us live on question, you know, we could obviously offer advice at certain points in the career, but over a rough estimate, like it's trial and error. It's really being self-aware and just kind of doing your research and just leveling out where you are as an artist. You know, and like I said, I talk a lot we have this on my YouTube channel as well for any artists that are going to listen to this. Just NGK.
NGK.
I really do. I have advice for artists and stuff like that. You know, we have so many podcasts out and stuff like that on other channels. We talk about this stuff. It's just, it really depends on where you're at as an artist. But just asking people, like it really isn't that hard to do your research.
Where you're at. How many tickets are you doing? How many people actually bought your shirt when it dropped?
Yeah.
And like, you know, how many fans do you have? What numbers are you getting?
Yeah.
And then you kind of space it like, if you know that you're going to come to a club and you're going to bring 500 people,
true.
You kind of
you got to pull it into relativity. That's what I meant by the bracket of where you're at.
And it also comes down to, you know, case by case basis, because
big time.
There's going to be certain things that we would, you know, be happy to do for nothing if it led to something, or if it's just a job and it's not going to lead to anything, we want to try maximize.
It's so businessy.
You know, we want to try maximize whatever the dollar value is. It's really case by case.
Got you.
Yeah, you willing to, as an entrepreneur, you willing to, minimize your cost for this deal to happen, knowing that building that relationship with so and so can lead on to the connections with this, which is where you really want to make the big deal.
It's even like this setting here. Like pushing for this opportunity. It's I will invest like money and time into this, but from me, I can't put a dollar figure on my return is. It's just a hunch, or it's just like I just know that.
But it's the relationship.
You know what I mean? And then
it's the relationship.
Yeah,
100%.
I totally understand that.
100%.
All right, so we're going to be, and not because I want to end this, but I know you guys have to be somewhere. It's 20 past.
That were really
I know.
This always happens with podcasts, man. You could sit here so long.
What I want to do, just to kind of sum it up, is number one, I want people to have a good idea on where they can find Jaycee stuff. So let's just go plug all that sort of stuff in.
So just Jaycee. That's where you'll find everything. JAYCEE, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. You can just type in Jaycee Music if it doesn't come up.
You can also go to jc.com.au, our website. So we've got all of our videos, songs, info, everything's there as well.
You can go and cop some merch as well and support these boys.
Yeah.
We've got some...
It's available on the website. And big thanks to Leo for buying a few items. We'll get Jay to sign them. And
yeah, absolutely. And for any artists out there or whatnot that, are looking for beats and all that, Jaycee has beats for sale on the website.
I've seen that.
Plenty of beats for sale. Hot beats.
What kind of people in the industry do you also want to create an opportunity for a chat with as well? Let's say if someone's watching, I don't know, they own a club or something that they want to bring an artist in.
Anyone and everyone.
The best thing about our team is that we are fucking open-minded.
Okay.
And when I had to swear there because people say they're open-minded, but they're not really open-minded.
Yeah.
We will have a conversation with absolutely anyone. You know what I mean? Because you don't know where it'll lead to. So we don't have preconceived notions. If anybody wants to talk to us, reach out.
Yeah.
You can email us, julian@jc.com.au, nick@jc.com.au.
Nick without a K.
Yeah,
right?
Nick without
N-I-C.
a K. That's the one.
So we'll chat to anyone. But obviously anything that we can sort of get happening would be
that just has value and yeah.
I really enjoyed this. Honestly,
thank you for having us.
I wish we could have went on so much more. I knew that I knew there was no point for me to even prepare questions for this because we were just going to sit in here and just talk.
It was just going to flow.
It's just going to be a great conversation. Guys, we're going to wrap up episode 4 of the No Limits podcast with Jaycee, Julian, and his co-managers, Julian and Nick. Just to put that out there, please make sure you go and support this guy, support the team. And if you want to show true support, real support, don't put your money where your mouth is as well. I'll encourage that. When you want to show support to an up and coming artist, share their stuff. If you don't have the money right now, totally understand. Put them on your story. Comment on their videos. Support their YouTube channel.
That's the most important for us.
That is
follow.
The most important.
Don't be a ghost follower. Don't just kind of just sit there and then just pay attention. Everything that you do, every action that you take to support someone on the come up, it matters.
100%.
Don't think that when you follow or subscribe or purchase something, these guys don't notice. They notice, and it means everything to them. Every contribution that you put, every dollar if you can buy merch, if you can buy beats, if you can buy the music, attend the shows. Don't be like, no, it's all right, Jaycee will be fine because 100 people are going. Be 101. Every person adds up. When he comes in and he does a show, I'm just going to go on a rant here because I'm really passionate about this. Yeah. If he comes to a show and he's coming to Melbourne or he's coming to Sydney and you're from Sydney, from Brisbane, get your fucking friends together and get tickets and actually attend. Come with a group, and I'm telling you, it's going to mean the world. And he will remember, and the team will remember. And when he does make it, there's going to be faces that he's going to recognize. And if you do this, you're going to be those faces. And if you do this as well, and you start by giving, and you start by supporting people, when it's time for you to start doing your thing, your own venture, you want to put out music or you want to start your business, the way the universe is going to work is it's going to give you everything that you've given out. So take action, support these guys, and I promise you won't regret it. That's it for the podcast.
Facts.
Take care.
Man.
See you later.
Thanks, bro.
See you guys.
Peace out, brother.
Thank you so much for this.
Of course,
Appreciate it.
man. Of course.
I like that.
Thank you, bro, man.